Welcome back, Warriors. It's me, Linda B. Thank you all so much for joining me here today. Stockholm Syndrome. Yes, you know where the abused eventually takes up for their captors or their abusers or their enslavers. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about how the Democrats, their main goal is to destroy Black people. Well, really everybody, if you're being honest, but particularly Black people. That's what we're talking about today on Chat with Me, Linda B. All right, Warriors, you know what to do. Smash that thumbs up button. It really helps the video go out into YouTube. Also, comment, share, subscribe to my channel if you have not already. Select all notifications so you never, ever miss the video, and watch the video to the end. Let's get into this. So I was thinking about what can I do a video on today? And I said, you know what? There is a problem that I've been talking about on this channel, but I wanted to do a little bit more in-depth research on it. And I've come across some clips that I'm going to share with you today. They are very good, very educational. I've shared clips about Malcolm X and how he says anyone that votes for the Democrat Party is a chump and a traitor to their race. He wasn't fond of Republicans either, but he really got on to the Democrats. Okay. And yeah, and I played any video that I have on Malcolm X. I suggest that you all go find it and watch it. So anyway, Stockholm Syndrome. You know, I noticed that the very things Black people, not all of us, let me just be clear, it's the liberal ones, it's the one that votes, demon rat, not realizing what's going on. The Democrats have hijacked the media. They have hijacked education, public school education. And they are like really good at what they do. I hate to say it. These people are smart, but they're evil. Okay. They're not dumb. They know how to play on our emotions and push up the stories that they want to push out into the media and into our homes. They cherry pick them very strategically. Okay. And Stockholm Syndrome, again, is when the person takes up and defends the person that is abusing them. And for decades, Black people in America have suffered from Stockholm Syndrome. Now, I am going to go through a series of clips right here, share them with you. I want you to listen to them. And, I'll give a little commentary in between, and then we'll come back at the end.
They don't want to talk policy. They just want to use propaganda to steal your vote. The left is trying to tout this woman as a savior for the Black community, but all she's done is hurt the Black community since she came into the game. See, the first step in destroying the Black community is to dismantle the Black family. So aside from her record as a prosecutor, why don't we ask Mrs. Willie Brown if Kamala Harris cares about Black families?
Exterminate the Negro population. Margaret Sanger, founder of Planned Parenthood. Hillary Clinton did say, I admire Margaret Sanger. Enormously, not a little bit, enormously. That's right. No politician would get my vote nor my support if they would have said, I admire Margaret Sanger. The woman who said, our goal is the extermination of the Negro race. What kind of Negro would vote for a woman who would say such a thing? Got to be a dumb Negro to do that. Something wrong with you, Negro.
Now, unfortunately, there are some people out here who are uninformed. I will not say that they are dumb, but you got a lot of people. Now, he had the actual words of Margaret Sanger, who is the founder of Planned Parenthood, whose main goal was to exterminate the Negro population. Okay. And then Hillary Clinton, who's also associated with Robert C. Byrd, a former Klansman who was a Democrat senator. And Joe Biden was associated with Robert C. Byrd as well. Remember, I said he was a former Klansman. Now, when people are in the Klan and they see the tides changing, they got to disassociate themselves from the Klan as far as their membership goes. But what about how they really think? Has that left? Hard to say, right? But Hillary Clinton literally said she admires Margaret Sanger enormously. And her husband owned slaves while he was governor in Arkansas. Yeah, Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton owned slaves. See my video on that. So, yeah, so we got to remember who is the enemy here. Okay, it is the one that is stoking the flames of racism. And if you go back on these Democrat politicians, just do some homework on them, you will see they have a long history. Michaela Montgomery was just talking about Kamala Harris. She locked up Black parents for truancy, put them in jail. And one girl had a health condition. She did not care. She even said in an old clip, she wants money. And she said, let's ask Mrs. Willie Brown how Kamala Harris feels about Black families. Well, she doesn't care too much now, does she? Okay. So there is a movement to destroy that started with communism, in the civil rights movement. A lot of our most famous civil rights leaders were trained in communism, which is breaking up of the Black family and promoting government dependency. This is what happened during the civil rights movement and after. And a lot of Black people still have this thing where they look towards the government instead of looking towards God. Before civil rights, Black people were doing better. Two-parent homes, going to church, dressing and acting respectably when out in public. And something shifted. I believe racist liberals got their hands on us and messed it all up. And unfortunately, we tend to vote for the very people that are the cause of our neighborhoods being in such a horrible state that they are in right now. So I want us to watch a little bit more. I'm going to show you a little bit more, and then I'll come back to make my comments.
Negro trinkets is what they like to do with you. The Democrats will do the carrot on a string. They'll do that to you too. They want to keep you with this hope that they're going to do something. And then when they get into office, what do? Not a thing. The Democrats only need you when it's time to vote. They'll show up at your church. They'll show up wherever you at. They'll hug you, kiss your babies. They'll dance with you. They'll put hot sauce in their purse. And then after you go to that voter booth, you don't see them no more. Then they back in office finessing all the money, doing all their money laundering and insider trading and getting rich off the stock market. But if you had some insider information, you would go to jail. I would go to jail. Like Martha Stewart, she went to jail for insider trading. How is it that Nancy Pelosi isn't in jail? She's the queen of insider trading. She works in Congress. That is the queen of insider trading. Why isn't she in jail? But the symbolism don't turn into anything tangible for Black Americans. They try to do everything they can to get Black folk upset. They're trying to get Black folks upset. Why? They need our anger. They need our emotion because this country feeds off of our emotion. They feed off of our pain. They feed off of it. To this point, it's not even of God what they're doing. That's why they just like trying to do everything they can. Like, ooh, look, Black people, we're going to take away the Black Lives Matter mural. I know you're upset about that, right?
Well, they do that on the left. They put Black in the name, Black Lives Matter, Black Entertainment Television, National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, the Congressional Black Caucus, but they actually end up doing nothing for our communities. Absolutely nothing. Okay, that is just some kind of trinket that they use. Like he said, they dangle it in front of you and they use it to their advantage. They'll put up a symbol, or they'll give us Juneteenth. They'll name a street after Martin Luther King Jr., give us a certain holiday and appoint some Black people in leadership, but the communities will look the same. That is their playbook. They play on emotion without dealing with the root cause of the problems. We need our Black families back together. Okay. We need our families back together. We need men back in the home. We need better education for our children. We need to exude the qualities that Black Americans used to have back in the day, back in the 1950s and prior, 1960s and prior. That is what we need. Stable families. We need the family back together and good education. And we need to know, and another thing that is the most important, our relationship with God needs to get way better so that we can have discernment and wisdom on how to behave, how to act, how to raise our families, how to work and be entrepreneurs, and how to vote. Okay. We should not be with our hands out. We don't believe in handouts on the conservative side. We believe in a hand up. We believe in showing you how to fish, not giving you a fish. So if everyone's out here wanting to complain about the, so-called Medicaid and the SNAP, these people, just some of them do not want to work. Okay. They want to sit back, lay on their A squared and collect a check, knowing full well that there is nothing wrong with them and they are not mentally incapacitated or anything, just a bit lazy. Okay, just lazy. So I want everyone to realize that the Democrat Party is really trying to destroy the Black community. That is why they put illegals in the Black communities. Remember, and they got in the front of the line when it came to resources. The Democrats have moved on from Black people. So if Black people still want to vote blue, no matter who, that means you are an idiot, because you are uninformed, you are emotional, you are without facts. Anyone that is voting for, blue Democrat, the one with the donkey for a mascot, should really have their head examined, because at this point they have done nothing. Every single urban enclave is destitute right now. Philadelphia, Memphis, Detroit, Chicago, Los Angeles, and New York, and they are filled with chaos. That's that atheistic, communistic liberalism that is permeated, just trying to permeate the United States. We have two ideologies at war: those that want us to be free and the others that want us to be slaves. Get off the Democrat plantation. They do not want us to believe in God. They do not want us to have strong families. Look at their policies, not at the gaslighting that they give us. We have to know the facts. And here is one other thing I wanted to show you. This is coming from the disruptor, Dear Black American Negro Freedmen. And these clips that I'm showing you are from some time ago. They're not like totally recent, because this is more historical. It says, Dear Black American Negro Freedmen, please make a note of how hard the Democrats are fighting President Trump, Elon Musk. This was posted on March 4th, so it references Elon Musk and Tom Homan. Okay, make a note of how the Democrats, how hard they're fighting against President Trump and Tom Homan. The Democrats are protesting harder for President Zelensky, immigrants, and illegal aliens to receive billions of federal taxpayer dollars, and want to ignore the 160-year Negro reparations government debt conversation. Maxine Waters and Hakeem Jeffries have gone outside more in the last 4 weeks to keep from being audited than they have to keep the Black American Negro freedmen safe from gun violence, race soldiers, systemic racism, lack of job opportunities, lack of proper public school education, lack of healthy food stores, lack of federal contracts for entrepreneurships, and lack of communication skills training. I hope that you see that the rhinos in the Republican Party and the NAACP are also missing in action regarding proper Black American Negro freedmen outreach. So now that you see that you are without a shadow of a doubt not a protected class in your own country, ask yourself, is it time to go outside or just sit back and watch this circus play out for the next 4 years without receiving any tangibles? Now, I do not agree with everything this person has said, okay? I just saw it. He looked very intellectual, but I am not necessarily for reparations, because it again puts a Black person in the position of the handout towards government. People say it is owed. I don't think it's fair, because not all white people own slaves. How logistically would you make that happen? Not all white people own slaves. And I'm gonna be honest with you, there were about 4,000 Black people in America during slavery that owned slaves as well. Okay, so this is just a mute point with me. I'm not a reparations person. I believe in Black people being our own reparations, doing and entrepreneurship, educating our children, keeping our homes intact. That's what I believe. I definitely don't agree with everything that this man said. There were probably a couple other things that I did not agree with as well. But I wanted us to see that, because some people are out here looking like, wait a minute, y'all haven't given any tangibles. And again, I'm not a reparations person. Okay. So I don't agree with everything that man said, but we need to wake up. Honestly, wake up. Wake the heck up. Why are we so asleep? Why are we out here disrupting Carnival cruises? Why are we out here having fights at Walmart? I got to do another video on Black culture is trash. I have to do it. I just have to do it because it's not everybody, of course. I'm not talking about hardworking Black people. I'm talking about that subset that goes around and is all over social media acting a complete idiot. As we say in the South, cutting the fool. But I thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to smash the like button, comment, share, subscribe to my channel, select all notifications. You all be blessed. Love God, your families, these United States of America, and march on, warriors.